चल हो जा शुरू।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
American Pistachio presents cracking news of the hour.
अभी तक की जानकारी के अनुसार करीब 5 लोगों की जान गई है। जिस ट्रेन जो गुड्स ट्रेन थी उसके ड्राइवर और असिस्टेंट ड्राइवर की भी जान चली गई है, और जो कंचनजंगा के गार्ड थे उनकी भी जान चली गई है इस हादसे में।
8 killed, 25 injured after goods train rams into Kanchenjunga Express in Siliguri subdivision of Darjeeling, North Bengal. Republic reports from the site of the deadly train accident, which claimed at least 9 lives. Water crisis in the national capital is worsening. Citizens desperate for every drop, even as politicians are busy playing blame game. Republic cameras at the heart of Delhi's water crisis, reporting from the worst affected area, Deoli, in the national capital. A massive politics erupts over EVMs. Elon Musk too joins in the row as Indie Block looks to reignite the issue. Poll body hits back.
Hello and welcome. You're watching it. This is exclusive with me, Shavan Sen. Ladies and gentlemen, starting with that big controversy that has erupted after the decision that was made by the NCRT, with certain omissions that have been made in the textbook of 12th standard. In fact, this comes up after the NCRT board decided that references to Ayodhya would essentially be reduced from 4 pages to 2 pages. And more importantly, as far as Babri Masjid is concerned, it has essentially been referred to as a 3-dome structure. The NCRT director, in fact, earlier in the day spoke to Republic TV indicating that this was a conscious decision that was made, where they have also spoken extensively about the use of riots in the syllabus of 12th standard, indicating that there is no need for negative references in the 12th standard textbook. Take a look at this detailed report, and then we also go across to our reporters on the ground, getting you the latest details, because this has also resulted in a situation where there has been a massive political furor over this entire issue.
A massive controversy has erupted over changes in the NCERT political science textbooks. In the new syllabus, some changes have been made on Ayodhya, while some say the changes were necessary and the need of the hour.
Things change. Even in history, there are new discoveries, new excavations, new interpretations, and then you also see that how much subjectivity has entered into the writings. It does enter. After all, human beings have a limitation on this ground, and therefore things will change. And that is what happens in every subject. It is not only history. Media takes interest only in history. That's a different matter. But NCRT is entrusted with the job of preparing textbooks which are responsive to the changes that are taking place outside, because of science and technology, because of the social changes, because of economic changes. Everything has to be taken into account. Not only this, NCRT has also taken into account how it will have an impact in the future, preparing for the future. Because this is their task, and therefore things will change.
Changes in the textbook have raised questions on the education policy.
Every party has written the history as per their party interests and ideology. Whether it was Congress, whether it was LIFT, we saw the toolkit with the time of Niladri Bhattacharya was made, okay, what we don't have to write, what we have to away, whether you will call Akbar as the Akbar the Great, but you will not mention that he massacred 40,000 innocent citizens in Udaipur, in this place, Chittorgarh. And so a person who massacres innocent in Chittorgarh is a great man. That you will write. You removed the names of Chhatrsal, Durgavati. Where are their histories? Who ruled over during the medieval period? Challenged Aurangzeb. If NCERT really wishes to bring the real history to the people, the task should be assigned to historians. The historians who are not biased by any political aspects, but who write factual history rather than doing these patchworks.
Were these changes really needed? And can NCERT justify the changes?
So let's now take you through what are the omissions that have been made by the NCERT and what is the process that has been followed by the NCERT. As far as the references to Babri Masjid is concerned, it is now being referred as a three-dome structure rather than making a reference of Babri. With regards to the riots that have taken place in the state of Gujarat, there too a rationale essentially has been given that why only make a specific reference to riots that have taken place in Gujarat and not riots in other states. Now, this was the rationale that was essentially given by the NCERT. Now, this has essentially led to a massive political furor, with the opposition parties saying that this is yet another attempt that has been made by the ruling party for saffronizing the textbooks in our country. Remember, this has been an old tussle between the political dispensation with the opposition parties also. Let me quickly go across to my colleague Piyush Ori, who's tracking this story. Piyush, the NCERT director who spoke earlier in the day said that there is a rationale behind this decision that has been taken. Take us through some of the details that they have provided with regards to why this decision has taken and what is the process that has been followed.
Begin with the NCERT director. On his side is that the changes have been made because certain were dead.
We seem to be having a problem with the audio line of my colleague Piyush Ori. We'll try and reconnect with Piyush as he's tracking the story very closely. Just to put this into perspective, that this is not the first time that this has led to some sort of a tussle between the BJP and the opposition parties. In the past too, the references that have been made to Mahabharat was something that hasn't really gone down well with the opposition party, saying that this is an attempt to saffronize the education system in the country. But having said that, important to point out here are first few things, that there is a board that makes a decision. This also includes educationists who are largely looking into the impact that it has on children, especially on issues like, for instance, as far as this case goes, references that have been made to riots. Now, is this a selective rationale that has been given by the NCERT as to why exactly there would be omission about certain historical events that have taken place in few states and not looking into incidents that have taken place in various other states? Now, these are some of the issues that have essentially been raised. We'll try and see if we can go across to my colleague Piyush Ori, who's on this broadcast, getting us more details of the decision that has been taken. Now, when is it actually implemented? To which also the reply is essentially come in that the board has basically looked into the impact that it has had, especially references in the political science textbooks of 12th standard students. In fact, what is important to point out here is the fact that while the opposition parties have targeted the BJP, remember during the UPA rule too, there were certain changes that were brought in. At that point in time, a similar sort of allegation was also leveled against the UPA. Now, shifting focus now to the other story, getting from the national capital. There's been a massive water crisis, particularly in certain parts of New Delhi. Over the last 48 hours, we have seen intense protests taking place in the national capital, particularly in the South Delhi area. Despite the Supreme Court coming down heavily on the government, saying that proper summer action plan should have been implemented, directions were actually given to Himachal Pradesh as well as urges Haryana to release additional water. The BJP in the national capital has been saying that while Haryana as well as Himachal Pradesh have already released enough water, it is the government in the national capital which has failed to do their job. In fact, you've had Delhi Minister Atishi calling in for more security for the pipelines in the national capital, because remember, there have been pilferage leakages that have also been reported from various parts of New Delhi, leading to a situation where there has been massive water scarcity. Some areas where there hasn't been any water supply, most of the residents relying on water tankers. Here is an in-depth ground report coming in from the national capital.
The common people in Delhi continue to suffer due to the water crisis. Emergency water trucks have been deployed as the national capital faces severe water shortage.
I'm right now reporting from outside the water filling plant of the Delhi Jal Board, and from the lens of my video journalist Vijay Pramod Mataji, you can see the line of the Delhi Jal Board trucks which are being stationed over here to get water from this water filling plant of the Delhi Jal Board. So you can understand that the number of trucks which are being lined up over here shows the kind of water emergency that is being faced by the residents of Delhi, and how a large number, a substantial number of residents of Delhi are not receiving water. So you can see from the lens of my video journalist that how there are series of trucks which are coming from the water filling plant of the Delhi Jal Board and trying to supply water to the residents of Delhi. A large number of trucks being stationed over here only reflects the kind of emergency being faced by the residents of Delhi.
Atishi has reacted saying that Haryana is not releasing enough Yamuna water. Meanwhile, BJP workers staged protests over the severe water shortage.
पानी दिल्ली को आना था जहाँ से, आप वहाँ से पानी ले आइए, आपको कुछ करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। एक अच्छी बात कही थी अरविंद केजरीवाल ने कि हम 150 MGD मुरादनगर से लाएंगे, हम यमुना में जो बरसाती पानी बह जाता है उसको रोक कर, उसको स्टोर करके, उसको ट्रीट करके दिल्ली के लोगों को देंगे। अरे भाई, ये कदम उठाने की आवश्यकता थी। इससे पहले भी दिल्ली में जब मदन लाल खुराना की सरकार थी, बाद में साहिब सिंह जी दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री बने, तो उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार के साथ MOU साइन हुआ कि टिहरी बांध से 140 MGD पानी दिल्ली को मिलेगा। तो पानी की लाइन बिछाई गई टिहरी बांध से लेकर दिल्ली तक, तब पानी आया, और उसके लिए सोनिया विहार में वाटर ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट बनाया गया।
ये जो प्राइवेट वाटर टैंकर माफिया जो यहाँ पे प्रेवलेंट है, इसके बारे में आप क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए, ऐसा है, अरविंद केजरीवाल इसी मुद्दे को लेकर सत्ता में आए थे। उन्होंने कहा था कि शीला दीक्षित की सरकार 600 करोड़ रुपया हर साल पानी के टैंकर्स पर खर्च कर रही है। आज अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार डबल खर्च कर रही है, 1200 करोड़ रुपया खर्च कर रही है, और आम आदमी पार्टी के जो विधायक हैं, जो आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता हैं, वो इन टैंकर्स के जरिए लोगों को पानी बेचने का काम करते हैं।
Haryana's chief minister stated that this crisis is an aftermath of AAP's corruption and Haryana government has always provided adequate water. Major political leaders have criticized the Delhi government's approach to the water crisis.
ये पानी की नहीं, जीवन की समस्या है। पानी ही जीवन है, जल ही जीवन है। और दिल्ली के लोगों को, जिन्होंने ये सोच के वोट दिया था आम आदमी पार्टी को कि पानी माफ, पानी बिना पैसे के मिलेगा, वहाँ पानी के लाले पड़ गए। 6-6 दिन से, 8-8 दिन से दिल्ली के बच्चों को कई गरीब परिवार स्नान नहीं करा पाए हैं, और जो करा रहे हैं उनको पानी खरीदना पड़ रहा है। दिल्ली को जो एलोकेटेड जो पानी का सप्लाई है वो उतना दिया जा रहा है, प्लस थोड़ा सा और बढ़ाया भी गया है। लेकिन ऐसी स्थिति में जो आम आदमी पार्टी की झूठी सरकार है, झूठ बोल रही है, उसके खिलाफ हम सड़कों पे हैं।
Amidst the political tussle, it is the common people of Delhi that have to suffer.
A face-off between West Bengal Governor C.V. Anand Bose and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. In fact, West Bengal Governor says that he is not going to meet the Chief Minister unless he finishes meeting the victims of post-poll violence in the state of West Bengal.